Alex answer here, September 18th, 2015. There are some individuals in San Luis, a close friend of Colin Romero, who is smearing me, labeling me a racist, when accidentally, instead of saying Spanish, I said Mexican. And I was trying to get testimonials to people that have had issues with the county, whether it be in English or it be in Spanish. Does anyone here speak English? Were the white people upset? Actually, many of them were. It was just the way that I asked the question. Hey, I'm trying to ask a question here. English or Spanish? However you want to do it, let's get the testimonials. And I accidentally said Mexican. So are we speaking English or Mexican here? Which should have been Spanish. And because of that slip-up alone, because of that one little slip-up, Marina Martinez, good friend of Colin Romero, wrote a hit piece marginalizing, I would say, the group itself in a lot of different ways. There was also someone that came into the Facebook group, San Luis Valley Just Us, and he was making some comments that I went off on him for, and those were comments with regards to a revolution, armed revolution, fighting Costilla County Sheriff's Department. Something that I am not stupid enough to think about, entertain, nor am I here for some kind of war. There's a hysteria taking place in San Luis, that we are violent, racist outsiders that want to come into their town, their actual city, change things, use their welfare, use their water. I don't go to their town for water. I'm not on their welfare. I don't dump trash. I mean, it is really sick, and I'm not completely new. I've already survived a winter out here. So they have marginalized the people as dangerous, racist, and they took pictures. There's targeting going on of some of the very white members of the crowd. They're actually the quietest. And they put them in their little paper that is not on the web. And I apologize if I enunciate this incorrectly. La Sierra, or La Sierra. This newspaper is only there for the local Spanish population. So, this is alarming, because someone could think that violent, racist gringos are coming in and they could retaliate with violence. And what we've seen Costilla County Police Department shoving people down the street. We've seen a number of illegal actions. I've been told to stop filming at public meetings. So there's a lot of illegal things taking place. What's happening now is they're making fun of us for standing up for their rights. They're mocking us in a number of different ways. And it's almost as if they're challenging us, which I find to be like a little aggressive. We're not here for a fight. We're not here for a war. It's unfortunate, though, that instead of resolving our problems, the Sheriff's Department of Costilla County is buying a whole lot of riot gear. And in a future video, we're going to break that down. Check out thedailymatrix.com. I have brought that website back to life, and I am posting news relating to the San Luis Valley. Issues that relate to Hispanics, whites, and others. You know, after leaving Portland and feeling like I was too brown for a very white city, with my mother being white, my dad being Middle Eastern, I know what it's like to be judged and feared. I know what it's like to have women look at me funny. You know, whether they be white or whether they be Hispanic, Spanish, or Mexican, or European. It's really unfortunate to see these individuals in this town trying to stir up chaos and make things worse than what they are, when all we're trying to do is live in freedom like 30 miles away from them. Why are they trying to support measures to come up into our property or our friend's property when it's 30 miles away from their house? While saying misleading statements that we were all going in their town. That's not true. That is not true. That is a false narrative. So I know what it's like to be judged by the color of my skin, the lack of whiteness, and in some cases the lack of the perfect shade. I know what it's like to be judged by Spanish out here and whites. Both. I've seen racism from both. What I believe is that the Spanish community here, some of them, are more than a little racist to not only white people, but I would say Mexicans. Because you never, ever want to confuse a Spanish person with a Mexican. Apparently, because of that belief in racial superiority. I don't believe in that. I believe in the oneness concept. And my YouTube channel over 10 years talks about this stuff. They're only trying to use things to make us look bad to win public opinion. Now that people are watching this channel, especially those individuals that have been exposed, I think I need to talk a little bit more about what reality is really all about. What's happening in this country, what's happening in our society, our need to be self-sufficient, our need to grow our own food, our need to break down these illusions of separation, the gender warfare, male versus female. I think we need to connect to the earth. I think I need to use this channel now that I have people's attention. I think I'm the bad guy to actually return to my roots and talk about some of the issues that I've talked about for over a decade. And how does community, how does spirituality, how does trying to be a better person apply right here in this situation in the San Luis Valley?